lesson, we'll be covering the Hackerrank viral advertising easy rated algorithm. So the problem goes on to spell out that essentially there's a marketing team who is trying to get a new product out there, and they're using social media marketing in order to do so. On the first day, 5 people are advertised to. 5 people see the advertisement. Half of those people like the advertisement. Um, in this case, it's actually not exactly half because you've got 5 people, so they evaluate that as the floor. They only count 2 people of the 2.5, technically, that like the advertisement. And each of those people shares that advertisement with 3 of their friends. And that keeps happening. So then those 3 people, half of them enjoy it, share it with 3 of their friends, and then so on and so forth. So kind of confusing, kind of a little difficult to wrap your head around it, but write it out, grab a pen and paper, write it down, and you will start understanding it as you follow the pattern. Also provided is this chart to exemplify what's happening. Essentially, each day, likes and sharing are happening. So first day is shared to 5 people that those 5 people who initially saw the advertisement. Half of them, the floor of half of them, 2 people liked it, and the cumulative likes then becomes 2. Those 2 likes then share with 3 of their friends each. 2 times 3 is 6. Half of those shared recipients actually enjoy it, and they add 3 likes on that day, so the cumulative likes goes up to 5. Those 3 likes go ahead and share it to 3 of their friends each. It's shared 9 times. Half of 9, floor of half of 9 is 4. It'd be 4.5. The floor of 4.5 is 4. You add 4 to the cumulative, that was 5, you get 9 cumulative likes. So we have to write an algorithm that spells out all of these days. You are provided a day, n is the day number, and you are to find the cumulative number of likes on that day. So let's head over to Replit. Ooh, code's still there. Let's head over to Replit and start writing out our code. So what were the variables that are tracked in this algorithm, in this problem? We can go ahead and write those out programmatically. So we are provided the cumulative, let's just call it C for cumulative. C, and that will start as 0. All of our variables will start out as 0, as if there are no likes or shares or advertisements that have happened yet. There's the liked variable, and we'll set that equal to 0, and there's the shared variable, and we'll set that equal to 0. And of course, we are provided a day, and we will want to evaluate a range for the day itself. And each day that goes by, we'll want to do that math. We'll want to divide shared by 2 to see how many people actually liked it. And then we'll take that liked number and multiply by 3 to find the new shared number. And we'll want to add to our cumulative likes as that is going along. Okay, so as I said, we'll want to do a loop for the day in the range of 1, let's write this syntactically correct, 1 to n plus 1. Now I always like to just throw that in parentheses just for good measure. Okay, so what did we just do? What would the range of 1 to n plus 1 be? And why are we using these numbers? Well, we're using 1 because 1 will represent the first day, and we will loop through our algorithm, all of those mathematical equations I just spelled out, until we get to n. And the reason we do n plus 1 is because in a range loop in Python, we only evaluate up to 1 under the last number. So if we only evaluated up to n, we'd never actually include n, and we are trying to find n itself. So by making this variable n plus 1, essentially the last step of our loop is n. Okay, so we've got our variables. We are now going to loop through, and let's write out the code for the first day. We could write that the shared number is 5, and that when you divide 5 by 2 and then take the floor of that, you get 2. But we could also skip all of that, and we can just write if day is equal to 1. We can set cumulative, well, we'll do two things. One's kind of superfluous, but we'll do it anyway. We'll set liked equal to 2, and we'll set cumulative equal to liked. So what would happen here? Well, we got 2 official likes on that day, and we want to track our cumulative likes. So we go ahead and set our cumulative equal to liked because it is only the first day. Okay, so then what would the next day be? The next day would be day 2. And what needs to happen on day 2? Well, we need to take the likes from the day before, which is stored in our liked value, and we need to multiply that by 3 to find the times that it's shared on day 2. So writing that out programmatically, we get shared is equal to liked times, oh, I think I said times 3 previously. I apologize. It is times 3 because all the people who like it will share it 3 times. Okay, so we've set our number of shares for that day. We've set our shared equal to liked times 3. Now what happens next? So you've got your shared variable, and for each person that it's shared to, 2 people like it. So we will go ahead and manipulate our liked variable. Liked will become shared. Wish I could type shared over 2. Okay, perfect. So we take our, for day 2, we start with our likes from the day before, right, to establish our shared. So we take 2, it's shared, each of those 2 people shares it to 3 people each. We get 6 likes on that day, and then half of those people will then go ahead and share it on the next day. So 6 divided by 2 becomes 3. So what do we have to do next? Well, we need to manipulate our cumulative variable. Oh, let me go and edit this. I just noticed that we're using C instead of cumulative, and we'll be using C instead of cumulative here as well. So what is cumulative on this day? Well, it's C, the already established value of C, plus our new liked number. So in this case, on day 2, we would take our previously established cumulative number of 2, because cumulative is equal to liked on the first day, liked is equal to 2 on the first day, and then on every other day, we are going to take the cumulative value that we have stored in our C variable up here, and we'll take the new liked number, which we established and stored up here, and add those 2 together to evaluate our cumulative number. And in this loop, we'll go ahead and print, we could print everything, but let's just go ahead and print C as we loop through. Oh, it looks like we've got a syntactical error in, you don't need to type in the range. Maybe that's how you'd say it in English, but Python doesn't need a the. Okay, so for n equals 3, we are getting the following values. On day 1, perfect, we are getting 2. On day 2, we are getting 5.0. And on day 3, we are getting 9.5. Okay, so something is happening that we don't want. We are getting not just the integer, we are getting the float. We don't want to include the 0.0 or the 0.5. We want to take the floor at all times. So a good way to take the floor, let's actually, where is this happening? We have to evaluate where this is happening. Well, if you are familiar with Python, anytime you are just dividing, anytime you divide, you will return a float value. So instead of letting that just happen here, we're going to take the int of that float number. And let's run it again, see what happens. Perfect. We are getting integers, just the floor of the integer. And that's it. So that's for 3. We can go ahead and do what would happen on day 10. You would get 189 cumulative likes by day 10, and so on and so forth. So there's one last thing we're going to want to do. We're going to want to back up this C. I mean, you don't really have to, but we really just want to return C at the end. We don't need to print it every time in the loop. So we can go ahead and put return C there. And then we will copy and paste our code over to Hackerrank. Oh, excuse me. There we go. And we're going to get this formatted. Oh, it looks like it's actually all formatted beautifully. Great, let's go ahead and run the code on our sample examples. And perfect, we passed both sample test cases. Go ahead and submit all the test cases, and awesome, we passed all the test cases. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about any of those steps, please feel free to drop them down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.